USDA's AccuraSeries, Bagara barrels for guaranteed accuracy, nitride for guaranteed rust proofing, and a rifle guaranteed to be the best muzzleloader you've ever shot. CBA, it's just a better gun.
This segment's being sponsored by Tri-Green Equipment. Stop in and see them at 21 locations in Alabama, Mississippi, and Tennessee. They can take care of all your Honda, Steel, and John Deere needs. All right, everybody, this next segment's being sponsored by Courtneys Restaurant and Catering. You guys can find them at 4066B North Mount Juliet Road in Mount Juliet, Tennessee, or give them a call at 615-754-7548, and they can take care of all your delivery and catering needs. All right, welcome back to the studio. We want to go ahead and grab one more call here because we had a caller come in right at the end. We got Cletus. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great today. I have a few questions. I'm new to the area. Just trying to figure out, where are some good places to go hunting in Tennessee. It's my first time watching the show, and I thought I'd ask you. Your favorite places to go hunt? Is
there anything in specific? I mean, you talking about small game or big game? I mean, anything in particular?
I mostly hunt duck.
Okay, well, I mean, with ducks, to be honest with you, in Middle Tennessee, I mean, there's plenty of water to hunt. Don't get me wrong. You can hunt Old Hickory, you can hunt Percy Priest, just about any lake around here, but there's not a lot of duck activity here. But if you go west of here and start getting into West Tennessee area, you'll find a lot more of them, especially if you get as far, Paris, as a matter of fact, where Donald's from, there's some good duck hunting down in that area, in Land Between the Lakes area. But Reelfoot, if you make it to Reelfoot Lake, you will have found, in my opinion, probably the best waterfowl waters in Tennessee.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. That's all I had to ask, but thank you very much.
Absolutely.
I'll keep watching the show.
Yeah.
I hope I learn more.
We appreciate you tuning in tonight. Have a great night.
My pleasure. You too.
A good call there. Yeah, it's just not much for that waterfowl here in Middle Tennessee,
No.
Every once in a while you'll have a good year.
Cross Creek around Dover.
Yes, another good area.
They flood water over there and along the Cumberland.
They just get a lot more birds come through that area. Emery, let's talk to you for just a second down there. You've got to sit there and be quiet tonight. But, you've grown up doing this with me since you were a little bitty, and you've done a lot of different things, but this was your first time to squirrel hunt, especially with the dogs like we did that day, which is first time for me too, so we got to share that. But, what did you think about it? You think it was neat being able to talk and walk around and cut up with Chance while you were hunting? Didn't have to be quiet, or?
Well, it took us a little while to find me a squirrel because first two of the squirrels hid in the tree.
They went in a hole. That's right. They holed up. That's what they did. If they find a hole in that tree, they're gone, aren't they? Those dogs can't get in that little hole. It ain't about that big. They try. Well, they would if they could, wouldn't they? But they can't get in there. You thought it was a pretty neat experience, didn't you? What did you think about all that walking and all that came along with it?
Probably the longest walk I took in my life, probably.
Longest walk? It was a pretty good walk. I didn't think it was too bad, but I know you guys had a good time. And you got your first squirrel, so you got that knocked off your list now. We'll have to move you on to something else. There ain't many more things I can move you into to get you first of, is there? You excited about turkey hunting coming up? Here in just a couple of weeks. We got everything ready for you to go, and looking forward to that. And she's been crappie fishing with me some too. We've been having a big time. But before we run out of time, Terry, I want you brought this crappie rig in here tonight, and it won't take but just a minute, but there's something you want to show everybody, and I agree, it's a simple way to bank fish for crappie. Yeah. So show this setup that you got here.
Well, this is for your bank fishermen. There's a lot of guys that don't know how to really go about it. And the easiest way is to get you a little ultralight reel, and I like a 5/32 with a float. This one has a slip float on it. You can see your bead stop right here at the top, and then I can adjust it. I usually start out about a foot and then start working my way up. right now, like Brandon was saying, that the crappie are coming in, and a lot of times you'll find them, believe it or not, in 6 or 7 inches of water. So if you start out right at a foot, that crappie is always looking up. And for me, I like to stand at least 3 or 4 foot back off the bank, so that a lot of times the fish may only be 2 or 3 foot off the bank, and a lot of times you'll think they won't be that close, but they will, because they got to come to wood to lay their eggs. A lot of people think or may say that it doesn't have a lot to do with color. This chartreuse color is just one of my favorite colors. I'm comfortable with it, so I'll throw this a lot more than I'll throw anything else, but it just depends on what you get comfortable with. And this guy here, Donald, when he took me spider rigging, we had like 8 poles and we had all different colors, and whichever color that they hit was the color that we actually went over to and started fishing with. So some people might say they colorblind, but if you got 8 different colors and they only pick yellow, then apparently
there's
something to it, you know what I mean? So
you know what would look good on that jig there, Terry?
What's that?
You know, one of them pink crappies.
No. I like the chartreuse. But then the other worst thing you can get is when you're at work and a man sends you a video of him catching a bunch of crappie and you're sitting there and can't do a thing about it.
Man,
I think that's just terrible.
You paid me back just a few days later after that, so I don't want to hear it. That is rough when your buddies are out catching them and you're out working it. That's tough, but looking forward to a lot more of that over the next few weeks too, man. It's crappie time, and like you said, you know, Donald, that's your thing too.
Right.
You get out and do a lot of that too, so I guess that's how you spend your off season when you're not squirrel hunting. Do you do much with the spring squirrel hunting?
Not a lot. Actually, far as killing squirrels, I'm not into killing squirrels.
Yeah.
I'm into running dogs
Yeah.
and training dogs. I love the fool with a young dog. I like to see it progress and see how far it can go and everything. And they're just like maybe a basketball player. You're gonna have some that's gonna be a little bit better than others. But the ones that's down behind it, they're still trying to do their best. But that's all.
You're always gonna have your star.
That's all they can do.
That's right.
And that's what's so fun is see how far they can go. And everything.
I'm sure it is. Now, about how old will you start one hunting?
A lot of people, and this is where a lot of people, my opinion, this is just mine, they mess up. They seem to want to take the dogs to the woods till they're 6 months old. I take the dogs to the woods with mama when they can walk. If I have to pick them up and set them over a log. And everything. And not necessarily they're going to tree a squirrel, but they're getting used to surroundings.
I mean, mama teaches them everything else.
That's part of their basic training and everything. The daddy to these 2 dogs, which we didn't have it, he was about this tall. And we was out, and I shot one out, and I was crippling it for the other dog and everything. Well, the other dog didn't run in there and grab it. The little dog run in there and grab it, and it, of course, squirrel got some sharp teeth. It caught him on the lip, and the dog was so small, the squirrel was dragging on the ground, and the blood was running.
You don't hear me, dog.
I said, I've done run that dog.
He ended up all right.
He ended up being one of my best dogs I've ever had.
That's right. You never know how that's going to work out, do you? Well, guys, we're going to get ready to take another quick break, and we'll be back here in just a minute with some more Southern Woods and Waters.